Welcome, Sketchbook Heroes. We're going to be drawing faces tonight. Sketchbook Warriors as well. That's our challenge, taking on challenges. These are the ones from last week. We got some watercolors too. We're going to break it down a little bit further with higher contrast drawings tonight. So let me share my screen. Let's get this party started. All right, so here we go. I did kind of, we do have some actually suggestions, which are great. These are more bodies, and there's a portrait, but we're going to take that one's amazing. That's definitely a lot of work. We'll be here just doing one drawing eventually. That was what we'll probably be doing, but here's some stuff. This is high contrast, and there's two images there. There's a negative space, and then there's a positive space. So there's a guy playing the saxophone, and there's also a girl's face there. But this is a high contrast image. Be good to draw. Here's another high contrast one. Here's a Tupac one, but this really helps you to see the shapes. And then there's this one, there's that one. There was another one that I had actually that I was kind of interested in. I think it was, where'd it go? It disappeared. I had it. Ah, there was another one. Huh. It must be here. Let me see. Oh no, it's not. That's not it. There was one more picture I wanted to do, actually, the one I had my mind on. Another thing to do too is to turn them upside down. That really forces you to see the shapes and see the space. All right, and still we gotta still practice the Loomis head. All right, so let me go back to the high contrast. I did have a high contrast there. This high contrast pictures. That's all I did. Search for high contrast pictures. I actually start off with this one. Then right underneath it, this is the one that I kind of wanted to do first. This one. This is the one, and that one kind of led me to the other ones. So let me copy image address, and we'll start off with this one. And these are just warm-ups. These are good. See, like that. You're just looking at the high contrast. There's a lot of shading in the background, but let's copy the image address. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Here we go. And then I'm going to turn it upside down. We'll turn it upside down. Actually, I was going to use Photoshop, but just so everybody gets a photo P. There it is, photo P. So photo P, there it is. I'll open it up. And this is free. This is why I'm using it. Photoshop is more expensive. Well, a lot more expensive, free, and then it would be millions of times more expensive, even if it was just $1, because it can't beat free. Okay, so let's go to File, and then we're going to open more, and then from URL, open from URL. And I already have the URL, but I don't think that one's going to work. That's not going to work. But I'm just go ahead and make a new one. File, new, and create. There it is. And then I'm not going to do the URL because that's a funky URL. It works when it's .jpg. This one has, I don't know what kind of stuff. So I just copied the image, and now I can just paste it. Control V. There it is. Okay. What I can do now is Control Alt T to turn it around. So we're going to turn it upside down. Turn it upside down. And I can put a grid on this like we did with the other ones. But it'll take a little while. I don't have my, oh, actually I can open up my other grid. Let's crop that, crop it. This is the cropping tool here, and it's just crops, just like you're cropping photos.
Oh, I missed something. Why you turn upside down?
Okay, why? Because it forces you to see shapes. It really forces you to see shapes. Now when you see an eye, you draw an eye. Turning it upside down really forces you to see shapes. This is why we're turning it upside down. And how? I use the transform tool, which is actually, I think it's free. There's right here. There's a free transform tool, and the shortcut's Alt Control T, and you can see it right there. There, I pressed on it, and I can turn the
Okay.
turn it, Control Z. So yeah, drawing it upside down, just really breaking it down for people when you're first starting, even when you're not. And then let's see, we can see how this thing breaks down as well. You can see that there's probably like a square right here. You can see a square. Let me see. Oh, there is a square right in there, square shape. And then if I go straight down from here, you can see most of that stuff underneath is dark, and then there's on the right side is light. Okay, and then this is almost like a square shape in here. If I go perfect square, There's a square shape, same height, same width. So and see how it relates, these shapes here, this triangle, there's like a triangle right here. This triangle, let me see if I can get, there we go, this triangle, no. There we go, the lasso tool. There we go, this triangle that's right in there, that triangle. Let's see that triangle. Okay, let me make it bigger still. Let's see if we can make it bigger still and even bigger still. And then I'll copy it and paste it and we'll draw this. There we go. That's nice and big. So let's screenshot this. There we go. And capture. And now it is in the chat. There we go. It's in the chat. All right, here we go. Let's get this going. All right. So as far as spacing wise, you can see you're going to need quite a bit of space. I would say this is probably a thirds. It looks like thirds. It's more than thirds, probably even fourths. But let's just jump into it. And I'll show you what I mean by thirds. And it's basically just how it's all going to fit. So I can see the forehead. Let's see, am I upside down still? Let's turn that around. There we go. I'm going to highlight. Did I stop sharing? Here we go. And go to spotlight myself. There we go. Much better. Here we go. So we have the forehead. My granddaughter did these drawings. My granddaughter did these, and then I did that. And then this one. This was the story on this one was great last week on last week's video. We did that on Thursday at the end of the day. All right, let's jump into this. So thirds, probably would say fourths. We have the forehead. We have that triangle that's right about in there. And then you have like a mouth shape, and then you have a neck shape. I'm not too worried about the neck shape. The neck shape definitely goes a lot further up to the top. But that's kind of me breaking it down into the big shapes. Right. So there's the let's start again. Down here. Oh. Yeah, part of the, oh, that's interesting. It shoots across. So here's my forehead space. Kind of coming up like that. Then you have that triangle. This is the bridge of the nose. Actually, there's a slight angle to it. And then that triangle shape. The kind of mouth shape right in there. And then the neck shape way up here. And goes up even further, like a rectangle shape. So there I kind of have it broken down. Now I'm going to go a little more specific, and I'm going to go from, should we go from the top down or bottom up? I think I'm going to go to the bottom of this, because I know this is the most important space. This is the most important space right in here. And then there's the eye shape. You have to see how it fits in here, and have to see the outside shape. This is the kind of like the lens if he was wearing glasses. The lens shape, kind of like right in there. It kind of has that shape. What I'm looking for is the height and the width, and then all the other shapes, how they fit around it. So really starting off with this shape first, and then I'm going to add on to the rest of the shapes. I already have it all blocked in where it's going to go, but I'm starting off with this, and I'm going to go off of this one. So let's zoom in on this eye shape, just the eye shape. And this is the shape that I see, the shape outside. And then there's another shape like inside this shape. And that's like right in here in this top quarter, or top half, right in there. Now having it upside down really forces you to see something else. What does it look like? It looks kind of like it could be a witch with her dress kind of flowing in the back. She's got a witch's hat, like this could be the hat right here, right? So you can see other shapes, and really forces you to see those shapes and see the angles. You can see this little witch's hat kind of curling up, tapered hat, tapered tail a little bit. The way it curves in and out. That shape is probably the most important shape. The thickness of it, I'm going to shade it all in. And then it's got two little wrinkles, or two little things going up above it, right in there, kind of like that. You'll surprise yourself. You will surprise yourself doing it upside down. It really forces you to try to see the shapes. And we are taking it a step back. This is a step back from the other one. So it should be a little bit simpler. Oh, there it is. That. And then let's see, it curves, comes straight. Then it curves up, like right in there, up like that. This is kind of like the dress. This would be the head, and then the dress kind of coming out a little bit, coming down, and then up and around, and swooped. This back part of that dress. My little ghost witch. There's that. That shape, really solid. Shade it all in, and then there's another line. There's a line that goes from here, and then it kind of comes up, and then it connects to that, and it kind of goes up a little bit. It goes up right at the end, like right in there, like that. That line. All right. All right, that's it. Hard part is done, I believe. Now we got to see how it all relates, how it all relates to it, how it all adds onto it. All right. Here we go. ChatGPT has been in the news. Really want to get into using the process, why we're here, what our process is, what our mission is. All right, so before we get to that, I'm doing the side of this line right here. I'm seeing the space in between right in here, how close it goes, and this angle, that angle of the side of the head. Then it goes up here, and then it changes angle right about there. That's like the cheek part right about here. So it goes up at this angle. And then it comes down and it swoops around. Let's zoom out a little bit. We can zoom out a little bit. There we go. It zooms around. Now notice that white space, that distance between those two, and then over here the distance between these two is more, right? And then it comes up here. We have that triangle shape. I know I'm gonna have to push it over a little bit more because now I can see that this is up a little, probably a little bit higher. I'm seeing that space, this triangle space that's up here. All right, and then it actually goes in. It's kind of like a mustache. And it curves a little bit. And then here, there's like a nose. And what I'm doing is there's a little oval shape right in there. I'm looking at the distance here to there. And that looks pretty good. I'm going to bring it up probably just a little bit. Yeah, see there, I brought it up just a little bit. It comes up, and then there it attaches itself to that shape up here. Yeah. And this is a good exercise, Even doing any drawing upside down doesn't even have to be a high contrast one. It's a good challenge just to draw something upside down. It really forces you to observe, really forces you to see. And that's what we're aiming for, really helping you, force you to observe and draw what you see, not what you think you see. And this is just one exercise, right? One exercise. I did continue this shape out that way. There's like a little continuation. It does cut off a little bit, and then there's like a little bit of a continuation of a shape on this side over here. But it continues from this oval shape. And all this is shaded. I'm not going to shade it all that dark. We would be here all night. I'll be here all night. I'll be here all week. Try the view. All right, so getting that bridge of that nose, a little bit of that angle. Make sure you're getting that angle, slight angle. Watch the spacing here, and the spacing here, and the spacing. Watch the white shapes. Kind of looks like a cat. Yeah, it looks like a cat a little bit. These are the cat ears up here, and I kind of see a cat. Try to see that cat. Try to see this really long shape. Kind of goes out slightly, and then back in, just slightly. I'm exaggerating it a little bit, so you can see it kind of pushes. It's pushing. There's this like extra space in there, that width space right there. Kind of pushes out, pushes in, and there's just the like little outs, ins and outs, kind of like right there, right at the tip. There's that shape. Okay, and all this is going to be shaded. All right, let's get to this forehead, and then we'll be done.
Actually, the question, if we will draw the black, like a negative.
Yeah, the negative.
Will it work? Will it
Yes.
work?
Yes, it will work. Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna shade all this. I'm gonna shade it, but not that dark. I'm gonna probably shade it like probably about this shade. You'll still see it. All this shaded. Even watercolor, if you have watercolor or whatever, it'd be good practice. It's good shading practice, trying to get nice even shading as you kind of go back and forth. You go a little bit darker. All right, then we got this angle here, slight angle, this angle here too. You can see this whole forehead kind of run at an angle there. This is going to curves, and it curves down and up this way, this space. Notice that shape, the shape in here, the shape rectangle. There's like a square here. It's like two squares. It's the ratio is probably like 2 by 1. So the width is at 1, and then you go 2, 2. So you can see that ratio there. And you can see this kind of curving out this way, and coming down back. Now this the detail on this side right here, there's some detail on this side. You can keep it straight, but there is some detail. The straight part is important, that angle, and then we can just go in there and kind of go in and out. Kind of goes here. There's like a little bump, like a nose, like a cartoon nose. Then it goes in, then it goes out. And it comes back down, and it's straight. There's a little bit straight, and then it comes up and curves a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty close. That's it right there. I can zoom in on that if you'd like, and just get that shape, that space in there. And then, yeah, we can shade all this negative space. Shading it while you're drawing it. You can always come back and shade it too. If I'm going too fast, it's a good little break. A little break while I shade. Make it nice and easy. So again, we're dancing. We're doing the dance between fun, flow, and frustration. So if you're last week, we had some people who were a little frustrated. That's okay. And try to get into the flow. When you get into the flow, that's like, wow, you lose track of time. You get into your work. That's the flow. You get into the zone. That's where you kind of want to be. I also want to be a little bit in the frustration side too, and then a little bit on the fun side, and do that dance between those three. But if you're just having frustration, you really need to bring out that warrior. You really need to bring out that hero and know why you're doing it, because then it's not so fun, right? It's like, oh, it can't be always fun unless you're Bob Ross, and he didn't do any portraits. He just focused on landscapes. He didn't do the big challenge. He actually made a challenge in his own little space, and you can do that too, just with shapes. You don't even have to go into form. You can get really good at shapes and seeing shapes and you know, doing logos. Logos are mostly shapes, and this face is mostly shapes. So it'll take you quite a bit of ways. All right, and then here we have an oval shape in this space right in here. Right in here, there's like this oval space, oval shape. Comes in here at that angle, right in there. It's fitting, it's almost attached, so it kind of goes like that. This bottom part, or this top part, is kind of like the lobe right in there. Let's zoom in on that. There we go. Hey, Josh, good to see you. We're drawing upside down. Not literally, I'm not upside down. Our drawing is. This is let's see. You can see it a little better this way. Look at that. I'll put it in the chat again, actually. Apologies for lateness, was having trouble connecting. What are we drawing, please, Eladio? Oh, okay, here we go. I'm looking at the chat right now. We are drawing upside down. We're breaking it down. For those of you coming in late, we had somebody else come in late. I'll post it again. Let's see, I'm going to copy and post it in the chat. We'll do a screenshot real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, let's see. Here we go. No, why isn't it working? Okay, so we'll try it one more time. Screenshot. There we go. That's better. There we go. Capture. And I did wait a little bit. I did pause. We talked a little bit. We start right at 5. It's all good. And then we have the recordings too. So we're doing it upside down. I kind of let's quick recap. I did start off with actually breaking the whole thing down into the shapes, seeing this, the forehead shape, seeing this kind of like triangle shape, which I already delineated, and then this other rectangle shape that's up there, that's going to be for the neck. We turned it upside down to make it simpler, but now that you can see it, I mean, look at that. Just by seeing the shapes and seeing this, it all kind of starts kind of coming together. It's really totally different seeing it upside down. I'll share the upside down Mona Lisa drawing. It's actually another optical illusion, but just goes to show that optical illusion is that we see things differently upside down. We see it with a fresh eye. So still got that angle. It's still just shapes. And then we've got two little shapes inside that. We've got like this little moon shape, kind of like it comes to a little point right in here, fits right in there like that, a little moon shape. And then we got another little, just a little line over here. So there's a moon shape, and then there's got a little line kind of coming in like that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's not exact, but it's good enough for me. It's good enough for me. All right, then we got some space. Actually, we have more space in here. There's more dark space. I'm looking at the space between this shape and the next shape. The point should come up a little bit higher right in there. And I would probably say it's almost straight up. And then it goes out. And then it comes down. And then it's going to really...
You're off screen. Ah, there we go.
They're going to, thank you. They're going to really cut it close to the edge of my paper. Really cut it close. But it curves up here. That's that shape that's in here. That's the shape that's up there. And it curves around, curves back over. But it's kind of like a, looks like a chef's hat. Looks kind of like a chef's hat. It's good to see other things than what's really there. Really just focusing on the shapes. And then there's all kinds of detail on this left side, which I'm not too worried about. What's more important is the ratio, the height and the width. You can see a square right in here, almost like the same height, same width in here, and then plus the hat. There, the top part. And this curves up, and then down. And actually, I need to do a better job of that, because that's the chin here. So there's kind of like a tapered tail. Let me bring it up a little more. There we go. Then in, then up. Yeah, there we go. Up a little bit higher. So this is wrong, but I can shade over it. I just, instead of erasing, I'm shading. A little bit of a point right in there. There we go. Now just this detail that's on the side. First there's like a little spike that goes in, then it comes out, then up, another little shape. All these little shapes in here. Looks like another little square nose or something. Comes out, comes in, right in there. This little coming in, coming up, and then around, and there it is. That's it. I almost did that like a blind contour, and that's a really good exercise as well, where I'm drawing without looking at my paper. So that's a really good exercise, because I know I can feel those skills that I developed doing that come up right here, because I'm just like looking at this and just drawing it in. All right, so this is done. I'm going to really quickly just shade around and just get some quick shading, holding my pencil down like this so I can cover more area. And I should bring out my, I just saw it earlier. It's right here. My graphite, graffito, little graphite can do more shading. I really like that shading droplets that we did last week. That really gets you into the values. Here it is. Because you can see these white droplets. You won't get that unless you shade all this. See, we shaded all this background and we got white, we got light. We're at the white of the paper by shading everything else in the background dark. This is last week's drawings. This is bond paper, and this is bond paper. Yeah. All right, let's continue with my notes. We're almost there actually. It's pretty quick. It's a good little practice. Yeah, because it's just two values, really high contrast. And you can do this with Photo P. You might have to blur the picture. You might have to, actually, yeah, we can do that. If it's It has to have really good lighting though. Really does. It has to have already some high contrast. You can see the picture that we kind of tried last time. Let me just bring it down to just 2 values. So I was doing 3 or 4. Yeah, simplify. When it's too hard, you got to simplify. And then fight those battles, and then come back and try to fight a harder battle. And then, you know, you gotta, you know, when pick and choose your battles. All right, we'll do the last shape that we're missing, and that's the shape right in here. And then I know, actually, ooh, I think I already did. I went into it a little bit. It's supposed to be up a little bit higher. It's supposed to be up in here. I can see it as I'm looking at this point in here. Then I'm looking at this negative space, this black space in here, how close it is, probably a little bit closer. Comes around, and it is around that. It kind of comes out at a point, and I see in relation to this point as well. And then it goes back and up, but it's kind of, it was kind of like that circle shape. See, all I did was move it up a little bit more. I adjusted it, and I know I'm gonna have to erase that. Let's go ahead and erase that now. Let's zoom in too, so you can see what I'm doing here with that shape in here. I had it down here, placeholder, and I said, oh no, that's too low. I'm bringing it up. I'm making those adjustments as I work along. You know, they're yeah, you know, mistakes are the stepping stones to success. You use that. Oh, okay, there it is. It needs to be a little bit higher. Then you adjust. Oh, this needs to be a little more over there. You adjust. It's like you're flying a ship, right? You kind of know the direction, and you just make those adjustments as you go. As you're flying the ship, you know, they do that. Your wind might blow you one direction, and you go in a different direction. You just kind of have to adjust as you kind of like as you navigate. As you navigate, you're gonna have to adjust. And the thing is, just jump in there, jump into the water. People are afraid of jumping in. That's the biggest thing. Just do it. Just do it. And it's hard because yeah, no, the mistakes and it doesn't look right. That's okay. It's not always going to look right, but the more you practice, the more you're going to progress. The more you do it, the more you see stuff, the more you know, like these exercises help breaking things, simplifying them, turning them upside down, and then just going for it. All right, I think that's it. I just need to shade everything. I'm going to shade everything pretty quickly. Let's see how quick I can shade. Just a quick light shade. If I go darker, it's going to take longer. If you have paint, it'd be easier. Little pencil control too. It's a good little practice. It doesn't have to be exact. It just gets you the value in there. Some dark values around here. And you'll surprise yourself. I like these. It's like you turn it upside down and all of a sudden, wow. Because it really forces you to draw what you see. Really observe. So then you can draw what you imagine. The next step, the next level of evolution we're hitting the age of not just knowledge and copying, but really the age of ideas and creativity and having, you know, technology help us. So now more than ever, ideas and drawing and capturing your ideas is more important. And final execution, you know, hey, it can be rendered out to computers with AI and stuff like that. So just capture the idea, get the gist, and use your imagination. Play with ideas, and the computers will do all the hard work, all the shading. You can just click it and say, okay, shade the background, and it'll shade the background. It'll be really AI and all that technology is just a tool. Really is. We're really entering the age of the mind. Hey, and ideas. All right, I think that's it. Let's zoom out. Look at that. Look at that. And I turn it up right side up, and oh my gosh, it kind of like boom, pops. It's like those artists that have those quick face painting, and then you see it. It's like, whoa, there it is. All right, let's jump to the next one. congratulate yourself. Oh, I heard an interesting discussion this morning on ABC Radio here in Australia on how AI is affecting the art world. Yes, it is. Like the programs you showed us before, the interesting thing that was there was the creators of the software are getting the art images that they use to put their programs together. There is possibility that people's art is on the internet, can be used. Yes, it is being used. It is being used. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, we're a whole new world. You guys, oh my gosh. It's gonna affect so many industries, so many people, and it's a whole new wave of things that are coming. I can imagine it. I'm seeing it. It's amazing. It's amazing. Even animation. There's all kinds of stuff. Oh my, it's pretty wild. Pretty wild. All right, Australia. We have somebody from. We have an Aussie. I want to go out there. Actually, that's in one of the countries I'd like to visit. All right, let's share my screen and let's go over there. We've got. Oh, why isn't it clicking? Here we go. Come on. It's okay. There it is. Oh, did I lose anybody? All right, here we go. And we've got this. Oh, I have full screen over here. That's why. There it is. All right, here we go. We did that one. Oh, this one's an interesting one. Come on. There we go. That one. That one's a good one. I really like this one though too. This is the optical illusion where you have I will do this one and then we'll do the other one. This one's I think a little simpler. Although you know what, you really got to capture that face. If you don't do it right, this face inside the negative space won't work. All right, we got quite a few people here tonight. I see some regulars. Awesome, welcome. Let's see, copy the image. And I'm going back into Photo P. Photo P is our free Photoshop. Absolutely free. Then Control V is what I'm doing. I'm pasting Control V right on top. There it is. I can move it. Use the move tool. It is confusing when you're first using it. It sure is. Control Alt T, and you just learn one tool at a time. See, there it is. There's that tool. Same, and then turn it upside down. Bam. There it is. I can hold down Shift. Yeah, there it is. Holding down Shift forces it to stay to the angles. It forces it to certain angles. All right, here we go. I can see it kind of like a square shape in here. It's a little bit more of a rectangle. Here's another oval shape, which is bigger than this shape. And then another smaller square right in here. You can see that small square. I can kind of put it a small square in here. See that small square. So I'm just really looking at spaces. That small square that's there. Another square that's, let's go over here. This other square that's kind of like right there. The nose, the way it sticks out of that. Seeing these big shapes. This other rectangle, this would be more of a rectangle in there. Right in there. And you can see it, how it relates to this shape here. All right, I think that's it. Let's jump in and do that one. Oh, let me screenshot it and put it in the chat. Welcome, welcome. 14 of you. Yeah, I really wanted is feel free to put stuff in the dialogue. I mean, I really like that conversation, because this is what we're doing. We're really actually preparing for AI. The drawing is a skill that helps you capture ideas. That really helps you capture ideas, and it's going to help help with your imagination, creativity, and really explore this next age that we're entering of really just producing things, creating things, and having it's the whole process. Dream, design, do. Dream, design, do. What's what I truly believe in. Dream, design, do. All right, here we go. Let me copy this, put it in the chat. There it is. Bam. Oh, where's my capture? It's not there. All right, is that it? Try. Oh, that's not gonna work. Sorry. Let's try it one more time. It's using the other tool. Screenshot. Here we go. That's it. There we go. All right, that's it. Now it's in the chat. and it's upside down. So there we go. All right, let's get this thing going. I'm going to sketch it out real quick. Let's sketch it out. Again, this is kind of like a start off at the bottom. I'm going, I don't know, it's just a theme today, starting from the bottom up. I usually go top down. It's almost a square. This is that shape right there. It's a little bit longer, so it's kind of like a square with a little bit of a boot, and then a little bit of a nose, right? That shape. So you can see that. I'm just kind of blocking it all in. And then we got this big oval shape that kind of comes out, goes up in there. You can see that oval shape. We got our square, the hair, the oval shape, and then on top of that is that other little square with a little upside down boot. And this is the saxophone, I guess. Now, if I want to try to see the other shapes, the negative shapes, because there's kind of like lips in here. There's one eye. It's going to be kind of like right in there, and then the other eye right about there. It should line up, like right about in there. That's it. That's it. Should we start from the top, bottom? I don't know. Let's see. I think we'll start off with this shape in here, and then go down and then go up. It's good to have a sequence, an idea of direction. I usually go from top or back to front, and each puzzle is a little different. So I'm starting off with this shape in here. This shape, there's an oval shape right in here. That's that oval shape right in there. Then it kind of comes up, and it comes a little bit more of a point than what I have. More of a point. There it is, like that. Then it comes down. I found some pickleball courts. All right, some pickleball courts, and I bought a pickleball paddle and pickleballs, balls. And yeah, now I need to find a pickleball partner. More P words. All right.
Oh, the Y usually has a, I don't know if you have a YMCA nearby.
Yeah, actually,
They usually have a pickleball teams that meet, like pickleball time. You go in and you can just jump in and join a group when they're playing.
Oh, nice.
And from that, they also have people who join and make teams that are extra, out of those times. Yeah, you could, because I did take some pickleball classes
Oh, nice.
at the Y when I was a member, and that was before the pandemic, and they still have it, by the way.
Oh, sweet.
And I am
Yeah.
clumsy, so they were very welcoming.
I'm gonna try that, but I did find two places. I did find one that charges. It's like a yacht club. Actually, they do a lot of tennis, and definitely there's a charge. It's $100 just to be a member, and then $40 a month. It's pretty like, whoa.
As expensive, mine, the Y was $57 membership per month, and it included everything.
Nice. All right, I had to adjust this part. I brought it in slightly. You can see where it was before. I brought it in slightly and then brought it in. I'm looking at this width again and noticing how it comes up here. I might have to bring this up a little bit more, but because I made it this big, now I have to kind of adjust everything else, because I think I'm going to have to bring this part nose up as well, because I'm using this as a point of reference in how everything else fits. Because if I make this bigger, then it'll make everything else bigger. Right, so I know that size is going to be good, and then up in here is where it starts turning right after, a little bit higher, not that higher, a little bit higher. Then it starts turning left, and it looks like to me it looks like a shark fin. It looks like a shark fin because it's curves on that side, and then it almost kind of comes straight down and curves. Right, it kind of looks like a shark fin. Kind of comes in, comes up, and I can imagine this coming up, so it's actually inside that that line. It doesn't go out all that far. And then it comes out like that, and there we go. It's going to attach itself to up there, and that looks like it's a good spot. I'm just seeing how it fits, and then getting the detail afterwards. the fine detail of how it goes out, then in, then back out, and then back in. Kind of this little curving up and down. So it comes out, and then comes in like a little point, and then it curves up, kind of like a bird head. It kind of reminds me of a bird head, almost a penguin, as it comes up. And I'm seeing that white space, that white shape, this white shape in there that comes around. And I know this is the chin, and it's also the saxophone at the same time. This line here comes up, and then this is the sax as it comes up. That sax shape tapers a little bit as it comes down and down like that. Look at that. You get that sax shape, that chin shape. Bam. Comes up. And now I know this comes up that far, so this has to come up a little bit higher. And then in, then out. This is the bottom of a boot. Straight. Comes down and then straight up. Round. Bringing it, I'm opening it up more from where I had it. Let's see, it's not too bad. There's a bump here, bump, and then a bump, shoulder. And I got that shape, that space. That looks good. I'm happy with it. Might bring this, I don't know, this angle's good. I'll angle out a little more. This does come out at a slight angle. That space, that shape. Drawing it upside down. And this is a good skill too. I've had people like oh, who was it? Williams. Williams had that skill. Williams is the architect who designed our school. His name is which Williams? Williams. I can't remember his first name. But for his clients, he would draw upside down so his clients could see what he was drawing. He would draw for them. And he would draw, okay, make the changes, and he would draw upside down. And it's not that hard, actually. And that's a good exercise, drawing maps and stuff like that, and being able to see things and flip things upside down like a map. All right, so I know this is kind of like an eye. And then we have another eye space over here. Yeah, Williams. Williams, what was his name? Anyways, I know it's going in that space here. Then we got this up here. This needs to go up higher. This is also a nose and also the forehead. So this kind of comes in, goes around. See, from where it was, I know this is up higher. Gonna come down. I might bring all this stuff up a little higher now, but I think that's actually pretty good. That feels right. When this whole space right in here, I can see that space and then that space, my square, and then just bring it in. Then it's got one ducktail right here, like a little ducktail. Then it comes in and a little bump and curve. That little bump right there and curve. That's it. I'm going to shade it all in. Add a little adjustment right there. See? Oh no, that's not it. We still need one more shape over there. That shape right there. That shape looks like a bird or something. All right. I kind of got the placement of it, the height and the width. And then now the detail part of it is this kind of like a little tail. Curves up. And in, bump to a point, and then it comes up at an angle. And this almost looks like a wing, that little wing. See that little wing? And that could be like a wing shape. There it is. Drill it right there. See a little tail, a little wing, a little beak, a little deformed bird. But I see it. I see it. And we shade it in. That's all we need to do is just shade the whole thing in, and we're done with this one. Done with number 2, drawing of the night. See, these are pretty quick, relatively quick. If you're going slower, that's okay. If I'm going too fast, I'm sorry. I'll try to get this video up tomorrow. I haven't been doing too good. I know if I'm still behind on videos too. And yeah, just trying to work on other stuff. I've been putting up cameras at my mom's house. It's actually a really cool camera setup. I bought 2 more setups, and I was gonna try to set one up here, my house, but yeah, I bought a different one with cables, and I'm like, I'd have to run the cables everywhere. The one I got from my mom actually is wireless. It's actually pretty cool. All you need is a connection to power, electricity, and you can put it anywhere. So that was actually a lot better. All right, some good shading practice. Nice quick shading. Good practice shading back and forth, just pencil control. Creating lines. You can go right to the edge. What is this? I'm using a 5B, my 5B pencil. There we go. That's good. Bam. Solid shapes. That tail, that foot shape right there. Something like that. And then let's turn it upside down. See what it looks like. Turn it upside down, turn it around, do the hokey pokey. Let's do the hokey pokey. And friend of mine. Yeah. I don't know how the joke goes. He did the hokey pokey and he turned himself around. There you go. All right, cool. Now, if we can try to see the face parts. See, this is an eye, the face here, and then the nose, the saxophone. Wow, let's turn the other picture right side up. I'll turn it around as well. And let's see if we need to make any adjustments. All right, Control Alt T, and then turn it back around. I'll repost it. There it is. I don't know if I made it a little bit longer. I did stretch it out. I feel like I stretched it out. Yeah, I did stretch it out. I know it's going to look better like this, because this is the way I see it. I see it at an angle, not at that angle. I see it at this angle. My paper when I'm drawing. And you do get this. It's called anamorphic distortion. So you got to be careful with that. There we go. I got to cover my work when I draw. I do get that distortion a little bit. Yeah, and my ratios, it just stretches everything out. All right, here it goes. Let's put it in the chat. Oh, thanks a lot. I have to go to another class. All right, Susanna. Thanks for joining us. On Sunday, it was a discussion on TV how to find out in colleges or in high schools essays was written by a student or by AI. Yeah, I know. But hey, good luck. You're not going to be able to. The assignments have to get a lot more creative. The assignments definitely have to get more creative. It's not just regurgitating information. You really have to, and even AI can do that, which is amazing. I don't know. AI is just, wow, mind-blowing. Yeah, regurgitating. It's using the information. How can you use that information and solve problems? Really, I mean, that's what we really need: thinkers and problem solvers, not just, things that machines can do, right? What are we doing here? Really need to take it to that next level. All right, there we go. Let's see. There it is. I'm looking back and forth. Oh yeah, I can see this angle. Yeah, I can see things that are off. It's not a big deal. I can see, oh, okay, see, should be a lip. And that is that inside of that lip. Huh, that's interesting. Wow. Yep. Yeah, I went a little too high up on there. Need to bring it down. I'm just you know, looking back and forth and seeing how I could have made it a little better. I do definitely need to look down on my drawing. Look down on my drawing. All right, let's do it one more. This time I'll try to look down on my drawing so I can get a little bit more accurate. All right, 14, 5:54. We're here already an hour. We've done 2 drawings. Is that 2 drawings? Yeah, wow. All right, let's share my screen again. Let's go to the next one. All right, here we go. Is it here? Oops. Ah, I undid that. Let's see. Escape. There we go. Oh, we got Tupac. We got Tupac with really interesting shapes. We got this one. Interesting shapes. Oh, we did that one already. And we got Photo Pete. Eeny meeny. Right. I think we can go with this one. We'll go with this one. And then we will yeah, then we'll challenge you. We'll challenge you. All right, so let's see. Uh-oh, not letting me click. I might have to, oh no, I can't get to this one. Oh, I can screenshot it. Let me see if I can zoom out. Zoom out. There it is. I can't, it's not letting me copy it. But we can put it in the chat by screenshotting.
Snapping tool.
What's that?
Snapping tool. It's always helpful. Snapping tool.
Snapping
Yeah.
tool?
Yeah, to take a picture.
Oh. Well,
Yeah,
there,
snapping tool.
it's in the chat now. I can print
Yeah.
screen it.
Oh,
Print-
sure. Yeah.
I
You
can
do.
print screen it, and I can also but that copies all my screens. See there's I would have to move that over. There it is. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, that's in the chat there. That's the picture right there. See? That's it. I think we'll do this one straight up and down. We won't turn this one upside down. Let's keep it straight up and down. What's really important here are the angles. Really, to get these angles, I don't know, oh, this pen tool. You can see one ear here and then the other ear on this other side. You can see that how it lines up right there. So really being cognizant and seeing these angles there. Ooh, those angles there. You can see that ear and that ear. And then you would have this other ear as well coming down at that angle. That should help. And seeing this, see this shape in here, these shapes. All right, let's just do it. Let's just jump into it. It's in the chat. It's right there. I can make it bigger. Let's see, make it a little bigger. If you need to screenshot it, there it is. All right, let's just do it. Let's just do it. See, this is a lot better. All right. I really like this. Look at that. Look at that. So, wow. Amazing. Amazing. I'm sure. After this one, we'll take a break and then we'll see if we can shoot. We'll take on something more challenging. All right, here we go. Okay, so we got several shapes. Again, this already has kind of like the glass eyes, like glasses. This shape up here. And I'm simplifying it. This shape right in here. See, it's that shape. We got the other shape over here. Let me look down on my paper. Let's try to aim for that accuracy this time. This comes down, way down here. All right. Then we got the nose right about in here. The mouth right about in here. That space. The mouth, the chin. The nose, I'm just representing just with a circle, little oval shape where it's kind of go. And the mouth kind of where it's kind of go. Seeing the space there. This cheekbone right in here, the ear on this side. And then the ear on this side higher up. See, one's a little bit lower, one's a little bit higher. It's about that big right in there. See how it fits in there? Right about in here, that big. The height and the width. The location over here. The ear. It's down. Neck comes out. All that black space. There we go. I think that's pretty good. And then the hair, that part right there. All right, that's it. All right, I think this will go from from top left down. And, just really quickly check my. Oh, all right. Here we go. Let's do this. Right up in here. All right, so actually let's work on this shape right here. I'm looking down on it. All right, I can see it's a little bit of a point right in there, a little bit of a shape. Then it goes up and then curves down and then up to kind of like that point right there. See that? Oh, right in there. Up, down. I am exaggerating a little bit so you can see it. It looks like a W. That's the middle part, comes down and then to that point. And then on this side, curves in, bumps up, then drops a little bit, and then comes in to about halfway, then comes up, curves up. Yeah, definitely we're gonna have to do some blind contour drawing. Because I can feel myself doing that exercise, that skill. There we go. See, that's it. That's that shape. Let's zoom in. Gotta go. Dinner's waiting. All right, Josh. Can't make dinner wait. And especially with colder weather. Dinner gets colder faster. All right, there's like a white dot in here. A white dot. That's why eggs in the morning can get cold really fast. Like, oh, I don't like cold eggs, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Turn the heater on. The heater on. All right, I'm gonna shade it in so you can see the shape. But you can wait for the shading. If I'm going too fast, you can save the shading for later. Save the shading for later. See the shape. There it is, the shape. Save it for later. All right, here we go. Now this helps get that spacing in here, seeing that white shape in here. And then the way it kind of comes up around, goes up, and then back down. Looking at this space here, probably has to further down. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit more. And then up and around. And over. See how I had to actually bring it down quite a bit. But now I can just shade that out. So just gotta adjust, That's how marksmen do it. They don't, it's not, ready, aim, fire. They fire, then they aim. Because they shoot and they can see where that shot is, and then they adjust, right? They fire, then they aim. So I'm told, so I've heard, but that's the story. I don't know how accurate that is, but definitely we do that in art and drawing. You aim and see, like here I'm already adjusting. This is this light stuff, this ear, this cheekbone sticks out a little bit more, and then it curves out. It's because I know what's right, and this ear is not. This is, I'm going by this. I'm going by here, the flow of this line here, and it's telling me it needs to be out a little bit more. And that's fine.
Another way to do this would be to tone your paper and then erase.
Right.
By erasing, erase out the white areas.
Yeah. Yeah. Or get a black paper and yeah, draw the white. Yeah. So it's tone your paper like this, and then use an eraser to draw the white shapes. That is a great suggestion. That's a great way of doing it too, with these high contrast. And that way you do less shading. All the shading, your paper is already, has a tone to it, shading, and then you just focus on drawing the white with a white colored pencil or something else. Actually, we can do that here. See, I have a black background here, and then I can just draw that one little white dot. There it is. See that white dot? And then do the drawing around it. Right. And you're focusing on, and this is great. This is a great way of doing it. Now I'm gonna have this drawing on my desk here. And then now you got to shade in the white area now instead of the dark, which is really neat. That's a good way of doing it. I got the eye in here now, that shape. And then you got the nose coming up around, which I haven't done yet. The shape. Yeah, this is where that blind contour really, blind contour skill. I'm doing a modified blind contour, looking back and forth, and then, yeah, and then all this will be. And these actually look really good. These look really good when you do these like this. Looks like you did a lot of work when you're just focusing on the light. Yeah, great suggestion. I would have my students do these. But we don't do these because I don't know what materials you have. So you got to go with what materials you have. This is definitely the next level on what we're doing in this class. So yeah, you need to start, because learning to draw, you can use anything. You can use anything when you're learning to draw. But when you're getting to this level, and this is one of my watercolor white pencils, white watercolor pencils, the Crayola ones. You can see it here. The ear will really make it, because I know the ear is going to fit in here. Right in here. I'm drawing on my table. All right. Let's see. That little comma shape right there in that ear as it goes around. Here we go. I'm drawing on my table. Oh, this comes off. This comes off. This is a water-based pencil for watercolors. Getting that shape up in here, the way it comes up and around. Let's see. Almost done. The shape as it comes down. Yeah, this really forces you to see the shapes. This is really good stuff. Pictures like this. And they look hard, but then actually they look really good. And you see that's my table. You're getting to a little bit more highlights, like the light would hit here a little bit more, light would probably hit here a little bit more. Get different gradients. Light would probably, if we really wanted to, like light hit here and around as light would hit. Make that ear glow a little bit. Put it lighter. All right, that looks good. Let's do that over here now. Oh my gosh. I got a little ahead of myself. All right, let's see. That's good. That's good. I think I dropped this down a little too low. Oh, there we go. Let's go back over here. Point. In here, this goes that way. Up and over. And down to a point, which I'm almost losing. There it is right there. What's up? Down. That lip. Try not to say the words. You're really want to try to draw what you see, the shapes you see. Like the words lip and the words, those are all just symbols. But the shapes you see, and we interpret these shapes. We interpret these shapes. Our brain, in the dark skull, in the darkness of its mind, says, hey, that looks like this. Hey, this looks like that. And you're trying to recognize. You better recognize what you see. All right. More stuff in the chat. Oh. Yeah, the AI stuff. See, this is where dream design do. And it's all about process. We praise practice. We praise process as well. The how. How did we do this? We're looking at shapes. We're looking at negative space. We're simplifying. Those are all the hows, right? The how. The how is definitely going to be really important. The process, really important. How. And it's one process I really like is the dream design do. You dream it. And then we design it. We figure it out. Okay, we do this, we do that. How do we, and then AI is now going to be part of that design process. And everything actually in building houses. I can see it. I can see it such a powerful tool in medical field, the medical field. So much stuff it's going to be out there. It is there now. Robotics, all that stuff. It'll help even with drawing. I can already see it. I need to train one that says, okay, look for ratios, see how accurate the ratios are, see how accurate, and it'll tell you, okay, your drawings are this accurate. And it'll break it down by wrap, ratios, angles, proportions. A computer can see that and spit out a number. And you don't have to be 100%, but you know, it'll tell you, you know, where you're at and how accurate do you want to be. You know, it can be 80%, 70%. That's good enough. It doesn't have to be 100%. It depends on what you're trying to do. It really does. But if you're just trying to capture ideas, trying to capture, you know, 70% is good, even 50%. Just understanding shapes and understanding that, capturing ideas. All right, this other shape goes down here, right in there. And that oval shape. More oval shape, please. There. And then it cuts in, goes out. Bam. And then all this would be shaded. Got that ear shape. Yeah. So we will be continue drawing portraits, but I want you to think about, and ooh, I did come across, I want you to think about, I want you to think about what, you know, if you have an idea, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I will have a form. And then we'll see, we'll just like, oh, okay, boom, let's do that. All right, let's go in that direction. Because we are going to continue with faces for the rest of this month. And then we're going to go into figure drawing. Yeah, we're going to go into figure drawing. Figure. And then I don't know. I have it in the meetup what I was planning on doing. So I do have to fix it up because it's not right. The whole rest of this month is portraits, and then figure drawing. We'll do figure drawing for a month or two because it really is practice, 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 practice. We're not going to get it just in 1 month, especially just once a week. But everything helps. You kind of have to draw outside of this class as well. All right, almost there. Almost there. All the shade. Yeah, the white space is a lot less than all the dark space. All right, let's get that ear right in here. I think we went a little too far. I'm using this cheek as a guide, and it goes pretty. It's not too bad. It's not off too much. I'll probably say about just a little bit. Nice little rounded oval in there. A point, rounded oval. Kind of comes up and around up in here. There it is. Little bump. There it is. That's all that shape inside. Yeah. And you got the comma up here. little rounded part, and then it comes to a tail. Right in there, kind of like that. Then the outside. Outside. Around the outside, around the outside. And all this back here will be shaded. Bam. There it is. A little bit darker. Shade in there. Darker shade of gray. There it is. And actually, all this can be shaded slightly too, because this could be, pushed back in the gray space. This whole side of the face as well. Yeah, this is my favorite one though. Still, this is good. It's okay to have favorites. You can compare and contrast them, what you like, what you don't like. But don't be so hard on yourself where you're like, you got to watch that self-talk. It's like, all right, next time. All right, we'll get it this time. Oh, that one's pretty good. All right. Sometimes it can be like, yeah, some people have talk worse to themselves than they do, people they don't like. So you got to watch that self-talk. Kind of really important. It's like, okay, we'll get it next time. All right, nobody's perfect, that self-talk. Sometimes I don't know. You can hear Arnold, you idiot. No, don't say that. It's okay. It's all right. Let it go. Be forgiving. Forgiving. Yeah, that's so huge. Learning to forgive. It's like a whole other level of being. Learning to forgive others, learning to forgive yourself. Nobody's perfect. Just let it go. Do your best. Keep it going. The important is the practice. There it is. All right. Bam. All right. Let's take a little break and take on a challenging. It's 6:16. Let's see. I think I don't know if I dig back into some of the drawings, we'll get a little more. Unless people want to share, that would actually be pretty good. I'd like maybe share these before we get onto the tough one. The tough one, the tough next one. Dun, dun, dun. 3 faces. Actually, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 faces. Oh, I saw an 80s band and they had a new saxophone player. The 80s band is called the Flux Capacitors. They played at the 80s Club in Fullerton on Saturday. The Flux Capacitors, and there was an actual DeLorean out there. All right. And they anyways, the saxophone player, going back to the saxophone player, I'm off on tangents everywhere. The saxophone player had played Careless Whispers. So that's the whole point. And here's all these drawings, pictures that were uploaded by Ellen. That one's nice. Actually, that's not bad. There's a lot of white space, a lot of shading in the background, the hair masked in. Something in the chat popped up. Let's see. Flux capacitor and George Michael. Yeah. I guess there could be a connection there. A little bit of influx, like this class were in flux. Here's a flex capacitor. Yeah, George Michael, Careless Whispers. They were an 80s band. They played a lot. They played pretty good, actually. They were pretty good. They played some 90s stuff too. All right, where should we go? I was thinking of going back to that other drawing. Although I kind of like that one. That's actually kind of neat. We're having the challenge of choice. Too much choices. Figure drawing. All these are perfect for figure drawing. When we're doing figure drawing right now, we're really focusing on the face. And then afterwards, the face doesn't matter that much. We focus on the figures and proportions and Kind of like that. Let's see. We dropped somebody. Enoch in the house. Do we add or drop? 11, we dropped one. All right, it's all good. It's all good. That's it, man. We've been here for an hour already. So that's congratulations. All right, Betty Grable. Well, that's Betty Grable. Let's go to an older one. I was thinking of doing that, your niece again. Or a high contrast one. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, because you can do high contrast, or actually even stencil art faces. Ooh, let's see what comes up with that. Because that, look at that. Look at that. Stencil faces. Oh, there's Lucille Ball. This was a good one. That was a good one. That one's a good one too. Oh, look at these that come up. See, these are all really high contrast stencil art too. It's kind of like stencil stuff. Oh, I like this one. Should we just end the night with this one? So yeah, you guys, I know you posted stuff, Alan, but those are more like figure drawings. Next month.
I know, that's what I said. Those are figure drawings. I posted them for fun or for the future.
Yeah, future.
Yeah, you talked about figure drawings and said we had to be very careful about figure drawings.
Yes, we do.
So I thought that might mean in case children are watching, so I put some G-rated figures.
Thank you so much. Yeah, save those for next month. Save them. Save them. Oh, stencil face images. Oh, look at that. Up. This is Pit. What's this? Pinterest has a bunch. Yeah, these are all really good. Oh, this Einstein one, that one would be fun to do. Upside down. All right. Come on, baby, light my fire. Audrey Hepburn. Is that Audrey Hepburn or Audrey? Who is that? Speaking of safe pictures. Yeah, this is the one I liked, actually. I will go with this one. Let's go with Charlie Chaplin. He said a day without a laugh is a day wasted. And I truly believe that. Copy image. Throw it in photo P. Let's escape that. Okay. Let's go over here. And paste, Control V. And oh, that didn't work. Let's try it one more time. Let's close. Tupac, that was a good one. I like this one though. Right click, copy image. One more time. Let's delete that. Control V. Ah, there he is. There's good. There's the old chap. There's the old Chaplin. I wonder if I can paste it in the. I'm gonna try it. Control V. Oh, it works. Oh my gosh. It works. Copy and paste works inside the chat. Wow. Okay. Won't be able to turn it upside down. Ooh, this hand is going to be tough. The hand is going to be tough. The face is going to be easier. But even still. All right. Let's go with this one. Let's see. Let's turn it upside down. Control Alt T. I'm going to hold down Shift. See how it clicks, click. There it is. That's it. A little bigger. All right, let's stop that. Let's do this. And let's post it again. There we go. Capture that. Bam. And off we go. Should I break it down? Ooh. Should I break it down is the question. Yeah, let's break this down a little bit. Let me share my screen. There we go. Let's break this down a little bit. So you can't see these shapes. I mean, I see this a square shape right in here. I mean, this whole head right here, there's almost like a square shape in there. Squaredness a little higher. Right in there. Oh yeah, look at that. That square right in there. Then you can kind of see it broken in half and half again. Then here, the hat is not a square. It's more of a rectangle, but it's really close. I'm gonna bring it actually out here.
Are you gonna draw upside down again?
Yeah, what do you think? Should we do it upside down or right side up?
Well, I vote for right side up myself.
Okay. All right.
I don't know what the rest of the people want.
It's all good. We'll go right side up.
Opinion, it's too hard to say, like you said, and you need to always pronounce. I'm drawing the eye. How I can see upside down? Actually, I know upside down, but my brain cannot switch upside down.
Right,
For
right,
me,
right.
it's easier. Yeah,
Watch this.
yeah, so cute.
Here's, upside down. Here we go. There it is. This is the one. I should not share my screen yet. Image. Let me too late. Let me share this real quick. Let me fix this. Control V. There it is. Control T. Oops. All right, 1 second. I'm doing this optical illusion with the Mona Lisa. I gotta turn it upside down first though. There it is. All right, here we go. Now let me put it so you can see. I didn't want to ruin it for everybody. Those of you who saw it or know this. All right, so we have the two Mona Lisas, right? You can see them. Okay, so which one's different? The one on the left or the one on the right? From the original.
I think original on the right.
The one on the right, yeah. The one on the right is the original. But once I
Yeah.
turn it right side up, you'll see how different it is. Because you're used to seeing faces and mouths and eyes a certain way. But now that I turn it around, you can see how much different it
Absolutely.
is. Yeah, look at that. See the eyes and the nose and the mouth. Well, the mouth and the eyes. They flipped them. We're so used to seeing them right side up, even when they're upside down. So it really forces you to ask a question, what do you see? Anyways, all right, just wanted to share that real quick. All right, actually, I can turn this off and save it for later. All right, so let's go do this Charlie Chaplin and Control Alt T.
I think you still have a old picture behind.
Oh yeah,
behind
the old
it.
picture behind. Yeah, that's all right. I can turn the old picture off.
Yeah, close there.
Beneath.
Yeah.
There it is. That's better. That's it. All right. Let's see. Something's in the chat. Upside down. Oh, so there's a vote for upside down. We should take a vote. We had one vote for right side up, and we have one vote for upside down. All right. So on the count of 3, we should vote. Right side up or upside down on the count of 3. Put it in the chat.
That's good.
We already have. We can only vote once. 1, 2, 3. We might have a tie. All right. 2 for upside down. 1 right side up. Upside down. Oh no, that's somebody voted twice. You already voted, but that's fine. You voted after I said. That's fine. So we've got 1 upside down, 1 right side up, 1 upside down, 2 upside down, right side up. We have 2 right side ups and 3 upside down. So upside down wins by 1 vote. All right.
Did
So
Pearl vote?
Huh?
Pearl, did you vote? Pearl wanted right side up too.
It's okay, I'm doing mine right side up anyway. I have.
Yeah,
Oh,
me too. Me too. Doesn't matter how you.
Oh, you're doing it on your own with your own without my instruction. That's fine. That's great. That's awesome. So okay. But
Actually,
voting wise,
here is a few values, at least two values.
yeah, it does have 2 values. It has a shade in there. It does have
Yeah.
another shade. It's not just black and white. There is a third.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a third value. All right. So Yeah, sorry, Ellen. And I know you're a helper. You should get 2 votes too. Ellen should get 2 votes.
I think we actually won if the ups or the right side uppers had actually voted.
Yeah, I know. It's the silent majority. That's how some presidents get elected. It's the silent people don't. It's the loud few that get the squeaky wheels.
Yeah.
That
Greece. Yeah.
squeaky wheels get the grease. All right, so let's just do it. All right, this will be the last drawing for the night. We'll call it at that one. All right, we got 3 drawings. Nobody shared. It's all good. Upside down. We're gonna go upside down. Upside down. And you turn me inside out. All right, here we go. So starting with that that hat, it is a little bit longer. It's not quite so square. This would be square. It's a little bit further out. And it does start rounding. And this is the ratio you want to get. You want to try to get the ratio of that hat. Hat, and then you got the brim. With that little, not the brim, the what is that, like a little headband? And then the brim. The brim sticks out. A little bit of space. Then here, there's hair. I see this as one shape. I see this as one shape. When I'm putting all my shapes down, I'm laying it. I see how big and how the height and the width and kind of where it goes. Then here, the forehead, I can see that forehead, that shape that kind of goes in here, right? And I kind of see that. And I see the eyebrow on this side goes lower and this one's higher up. All right, but I see this shape and the height and the width, the ratio. And then here's like a triangular shape with this hair on this side. And I see it kind of takes up that much space. And this whole eye in there takes about that much space. This other eye right in there, a little bit smaller with the eyebrow, a little bit lower, right down the middle. Here's the mustache, like right about here, right about there. Then there's the chin. And that kind of attaches itself. This is kind of like a big old thumb shape. And that thumb shape right in there. That thumb shape. And here's that jacket coming out that way. This coming up that way. Then the hand is going to be right in here. See, that hand is going to be right there. Then I've got like this wall, or I don't know, these vertical lines going on this side. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. That's just blocked it all in. I'm watching my spaces. I'm going to go in with the eyes. I'm going to start with the eyes and then go from there. So let's zoom in on these eyes here. Start with the left one. All right, here we go. So it looks like the number 6, actually. It looks like a number 6 in here. I've got all my eyebrow and stuff in here, but then in here, looks like a number 6. You've got this leg that kind of comes up right in there, like that. This is that arm that comes down, and then that pupil is rounded. That rounded part right in there, rounded circle. See that, like the 6, and then there's a highlight in there. Try to keep that highlight. Little square highlight in that shape. Yeah, here we go. I have to close this up a little bit. Close this up, which is on the inside, to get it a little more accurate. Bring this up a little higher. Oops. I think that highlight might be too low now. That's okay. It's all right. It should be up a little higher. And then we got this other side. like that. So I did see the 6, and then I see the shape for this eyebrow coming around here. There we go. That's it. So eyebrow. Up. Little head shape, like a little circle right there. And there it is. Yeah, this is good doing it upside down, I believe. Really forces you to see the shapes, forces you to draw what you see. And there is shade. So that second tone, it kind of comes up around in here, a little bit of a tone, a little bit of atonement. Right in there. Shade of value. What do we value? What do you value? What's important? Yeah. Drawing is a skill you feel is important. And that's why you're here. It's a skill I think is important. It's an important skill. Capture ideas now more than ever. It's going to really be, you know, because anybody can, but can you manipulate ideas? Can you create something new? And that comes from observing what's there and then taking it to the next level. All right, so I've got that eye shape. My nose shape, it should kind of come out a little bit more at an angle. There we go, that angle. That's it. Then here the cheekbone comes in around up there. See the nose. I can try to triangulate the nose, but let me get the other eye in first and make sure it's at a good distance. And it's the eyebrow. Looking at the way this flows out this way and then how it flows down to the other eye. So I'm kind of, see this little line I drew, kind of comes up and then it drops drastically on this side. There we go, right in here. This eyebrow coming down and then curves up like that. Take on the challenge. Take on the challenge. Draw an upside down. The upside down challenge. You might not like it. Sometimes you got to step outside your comfort zone. You got to step into frustration. You got to step outside to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Sometimes we, you know, we'll lose.
It's all outside my comfort zone.
It's way outside your comfort zone, or what did you say?
It's all outside my comfort zone.
Oh, it's all.
I'm not here with a background from junior high and high school drawing. I'm
Wow.
here with nothing.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, congratulations. Congratulations for sticking it out, and sorry you didn't have that experience. But it's good that you're here.
It's probably a huge compliment to you that I can keep coming because I'm a huge quitter.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And I just keep saying to myself, why in the world haven't you quit, Ellen? You're a quitter.
Oh.
No, I really am.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're sticking it out. I'm glad you're sticking it out. Sometimes you find something and, you know, and that's the thing, you know, happiness or joy. Joy comes from solving problems you want to solve. When you don't want to solve them, you'll quit. You'll stop. Like, I don't want to do this. It's too much trouble. You know, it's like, oh, but it's a puzzle. You know, some people enjoy the puzzles and they'll take on those harder puzzles. They'll take on those harder puzzles.
I'm proud to be a quitter ever since. Did you ever watch the show The Middle with the lady from Everyone Loves Raymond?
No.
Oh, it was pretty good. But anyway, she was going to dental school, and the teacher just sort of challenged her to quit. And she did this huge speech, and I'm going, yay, finally a speech for the quitters of the world like me. She just says, quit? Yeah, I've quit everything, blah, blah, blah. But if you think I'm going to quit today just because you say so, no. It was a great anthem. It was a great anthem for the quitters of the world.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, you got to know when to stop, you know. Nobody can do anything forever. I mean, there's certain times when you just gotta, okay. And yeah, there's great philosophies on that. Great philosophies on knowing when to stop and knowing when to move on or stop for a while. You don't have to stop permanently. You can take a pause. All right. So like here, these eyes here, they do need to kind of line up. They kind of should be these two ovals should kind of be really close to similar. I'm looking. And I have them pretty close. I kind of messed up the highlight on that one. I'll see if I can keep the highlight on this one without ruining it. But yeah, there it is. It's just really an oval shape. And then that, and this shape there, this eyebrow does go up a little higher or lower. It's all relative. There. All right. Oh, I should center it. That would be good. And there is a little bit of shading in there. And I do appreciate that. I do appreciate your efforts. That's awesome. Sticking it out. It does say something about your interest in what we're doing here. And yeah, your interest.
Probably says a lot about my chronic fatigue too. That this I can do this and still be tired.
Wow.
If I wanted to do a class at the local community college, I'd be tired by the time I got there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Of course, it is in the next town up. We don't have anything in my town.
Ah. What's the next town up?
Newport, Oregon.
Wow.
I live outside the great metropolis of Waldport, population 2,050.
Wow. I think we have that much in my little town here. We're just one little part of Los Angeles. That's interesting. Well, 2,000. Wow. At one point, we almost had 2,000 students at our school. All right, so I'm here with this shape right here, this hair shape. And I'm seeing how all the shapes kind of relate to each other. And this should actually probably be pulled out a little bit more. I have it close in there. I'm looking at it right now. This side should be pulled out just slightly. Right in here, I'm going to pull it out. Use a little bit of my eraser. Pull this, it does come out slightly more on this side. And just slightly, see, just a quick little fix. And just that much. There we go. That shape. And you'd be better off drawing from not copying my picture. You're copying a copy of a copy. Or on your own later, you know. You could just be following me for the direction and what I'm doing. And then later on in your own time and at your own pace, draw the different parts. There we go. Put it all together.
Except for December 22nd.
December 22nd. What is that?
It's the one you didn't post.
All right.
The one I went back to draw and you didn't post it.
Oh my gosh. And it's already been over a month. Oh my gosh. Time's flying here.
Of course, I have been mentioning it.
No, I know you have.
It's one of those things that you'll never let me forget this, will you?
No, that's good. That's good. You hold accountability is important, and I do want to post it. It's just you get a lot of stuff on your desk, and it just gets under there. I'm like, now I got to find it and then put it in there and organize it. And I'm gonna see if I can this week. Let me see. Really, definitely see if I can. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. I can't promise anymore because I've been breaking my promises.
Actually, this one's a little over my head for a first try. I'm going to catch it on when it comes out on video.
Okay.
Right now, I'm letting you draw that while I'm drawing mutts from last week.
All right, cool, great. That's awesome. It's a straight to video, straight to video movie here. Drawing this ear. I know it's an ear, but it's coming around like that. Then this hair again. I see it like a triangular space, and it's just now it's just bringing that into like this E shape, like E, and then it comes around and then around again. And just all that detail. Just oh, you don't even see it. I just did it really close. My camera's really close, and all the detail here. And all this is in shade. You need to sharpen. Oh, look, I think I have blades here, and just giving it some. My other blade, my granddaughter was playing with it, but yeah, I didn't pull the blade out. It was well tucked away. She is the cutest thing. I don't know. I haven't shared pictures of her in a long time. We should draw her. Oh my gosh, she's too much. She knows her colors. She was coloring. Yeah, I showed you the painting we had of her. There she is. She picks my flowers. She's right there. And then there she is. Ta-da. Yeah, look at this. She's yeah.
She looks a lot older than last time. How old
Yeah,
is she now?
she's matured so much. She's still 2, but yeah, she's painting. Look at, yeah, she does look a lot older. My gosh, just I don't know, it's wild how fast they grow. Look at her. Oh, my paddle, pickleball paddle. She sees herself too. She's like so aware, camera aware. She's hiding herself. Yeah, she's little ponytails. Oh, plus we're really zoomed in. That's all good. All right, here we go. I think I'm happy with those shapes, that area, more or less. Slightly off, no big deal. All right, let's shade all this in. Oh my gosh, the news. So much going on out there. The police, please just do your job. Well, that's the ambulance. What's that?
What's happening again?
Oh, again, they're shooting people.
Oh no.
Yeah. One guy, he was having mental issues.
Oh.
And they actually 2 of them. There were two instances, separate instances, having mentally stuff. But yeah, you call the police. They should be calling different people. They should be calling. There should be people specific for mental stuff. But they call the police, and
I think they have some division or something. At least I read somewhere in Virginia.
there should
Who
be a
will be.
division.
Eugene, Oregon has a special division for that.
Yeah,
really?
who will be able to somehow come down or something person.
Yeah. Yeah, they sent out a team with a social worker and such.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah, they should. All right, so
Yes.
they're
My
coming
opinion
along.
is government responsible doesn't provide treatment.
Thank you for the compliments. I have a beautiful girl and cute. Thank you.
Yeah, she is.
She's
really.
yeah, I know. It's just
No, she's supposed to be very talented because I remember it's her grandma, some art teacher or something, granddaddy, art teacher. What to expect?
I know.
Maybe she will be the famous gymnast or something, but anyway,
I
the
think so,
art
yeah.
will be with her all her life.
Yes, it will.
It is so important.
Yes.
Any art, anything what kids doing with their hands, I think it's more valuable than anything else.
Yes.
All girls dream to be the princess. They
Yeah.
looking for the king. she only get dressed. It's in, something for ball. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's good when it's 2-year-old, but when it's the same you hear from 9-year-old, they
Yeah.
don't want to teach to learn anything. They
Mm.
don't want to do anything because, yeah,
No, no. And then they get stuck with the seven dwarfs
yeah,
with
exactly.
grumpy, sleepy, and
Yeah,
Getting stuck with the dwarfs isn't bad. Look at all the jewelry you get.
they worked in the mines. Hi ho. And they whistle while they work. Hi ho, hi ho. This looks like the letter U in here, the buckle. It looks like there's a buckle. Yeah, it's like a U shape. Right in there. All the jewelry, all the diamonds. Haven't seen that.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it. There's a little bit of shade in there too. Oh, I took this. Oh, I just sat. I didn't, and I was thinking of it afterwards because I have this camera that's 360 camera, and I was like, oh, I should have put it on the roof of the car because I saw some beautiful last weekend. Well, when I got my bump on my nose, was that 2 weeks ago already? Yeah.
That's why. That's why you bumped your nose. You need
No,
the
this was
camera.
afterwards. I couldn't keep my eyes on the road. Yeah. No, it was no, but it was in the way. There's this place called Ojai out here, which is actually the same Ojai. I don't know if you knew $6 million man and the $6 million woman. $6 million woman was from Ojai, which is actually a little city just north of Ventura, north of LA. Yeah, so Drew drove through there. It was so beautiful. So beautiful. All right. Let's get with that nose and mustache up in here. Gotta watch that spacing. A good thing to do is triangulate. I see it like triangulate from the eyes up here and kind of see a triangle space to get to that nose. And let's zoom in on that. Again, that triangle, kind of triangulate up in here. I know it's going to be right about in there. I think right about there. So actually it's kind of straight right in there. And then it curves down. It curves down, a little bit of curve on one side. Okay, so there it is. And I've got my space in there, and that looks, I'm pretty happy with that actually. But it is rounded. Then it goes up in the middle, back down, and then rounded again on this other side. That mustache. And it comes down to the point. And then on this side, it comes out. It's a little bit wider. It's part of that nose. It's almost like that shadow and that nose. And then that's it. That's the shape of it. Now just color it all in, shade it all in. Notice the bottom was flat and then those little angles. Shade it all in. That looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Oh, nice close-up too. That was a nice close-up. Nice close-up. Yep. There it is. All right. Now the lips. Lips going down. And then they go around this little, kind of almost echoing the mustache. But notice the thickness of it. Notice the thickness of it. Notice the thickness of that. And then coming down. Around and there.
You know what I love about this? Two things. I love the hand. And, it's like there's so little detail, but you could, it's just so nicely done. And then the fact that there's a big white space between his cheek and the background, right? There's nothing there, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's
And for some
washed
reason,
out.
I really like that spot.
Yeah, it's washed out. It's washed out. And it just goes to show you don't have to draw everything all the time.
Right.
And it's really just washed out. Yeah. Same thing with the hand. The hands just mostly just shadow. You're really just getting the shapes.
Yep.
It's just the shapes, and it's getting the shapes right. But simple. There's that mouth, and then there's a line for the lip, bottom lip. And it looks like I might have to bring the chin down slightly. Well, just slightly, not too much more. There's the chin. This is that bottom chin part, and there's this line underneath that lip. Right about there. Yeah, I know. This is so fun. Just looking at it, observing, seeing how all these parts fit. It's a little puzzle. And if you get it, great. If you don't, it's okay. There's more. It's just got to keep at it until you find the puzzle that you, and then you just get better at it. You really do. You can come back to this and say, oh, I can do that now. Well, I can do it better than Eladio. And that's okay. I mean, you don't want to compare and just.
I doubt that.
Oh, you never know.
You know, my grandkids were here on yesterday. They were visiting from out of town, and they came up to my apartment, and like all we did was draw. They were drawing the Zentangles.
Oh, what fun!
I put an instructional video on for them. You know, one of the experts drawing, and they were so engrossed. And one of them told me that her teacher could draw anything. You know, they had they did the elemental, the periodic table. And the teacher was able to draw like, you know, objects for each element. And I was like, oh, I wish I could do that. And I was like, oh, Eladio could do that. You could draw anything, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give it a go. I mean, accuracy sometimes, you know, it's not always there. I mean, I'm sure stuff like, I mean, I know like this one that we just drew, it wasn't that accurate. It was a little bit light, but I can see it. I mean, it's there. It was a little bit longer.
You had to draw the elements of the periodic table. You could probably do that.
Yeah.
You could draw a tin can, or you could draw, let's see what else. I don't know, whatever, a bubble, gas.
Helium, hydrogen.
Yep. So I'm glad I have a teacher that could draw anything. I said, oh, I wish I could do that. And they're like, you know, I showed them my drawings, and they're like, they're a great audience. You know, they're very appreciative.
Yeah.
But they actually, some of them, you know, the big girl is almost 12. She did a really great job. And the other ones they were just all busy drawing. It was the cutest thing.
It's awesome. You're inspiring them. That's great. Yeah, just doing it for the fun. Doesn't really matter. The outcome, it is the outcome, you know. It's really the journey.
Yeah, you know what? It's not. It is for fun, but it also helps improve your observational skills.
Yes.
Even if you're not going to end up being a working artist.
Right.
But just to, like you say, you always say, put the puzzle together.
Right.
So that's, you know, it's like looking at things in a different way and figuring things out and thinking outside the box. So I think that all helps.
Oh, yes, it does. I believe so. When you're solving problems, you're trying to figure things out.
Right, exactly.
And not only that, you're seeing shapes and you're seeing parts and whole. If you can see the whole, the parts, and how everything fits, I mean, it's definitely a good skill visually.
You know, one of my other grandkids he's in the 5th grade. He's 10, and had to they had a unit on systems, like how everything, what you need to do to get anything going, you know, how things work. And I thought that was such a great idea. because now we could talk about, well, you know, how do you think that, you know, what do you think has to go into, you know, doing whatever it is. And it's really great for them to try to figure things out on their own, you know?
Yeah, it is. It is systems thinking. And it's more than just memorizing now. It really is. We're really leaving the knowledge and memorizing facts and memorizing all that stuff. There's always a heavy, you know, thing on memorizing stuff. But now we're really, you know, you don't have to memorize things. I mean, Einstein said imagination is more important than knowledge. You know, he didn't have to memorize things. If he wouldn't memorize things if he didn't have to. But he would use that information to you know, take his imagination everywhere, you know, because knowledge can only take you so far, but imagination will take you everywhere. And Einstein really believed that, and I think we're really entering that age of imagination and ideas and exploration and all that stuff with all this AI stuff. And understanding parts and whole and understanding how everything fits and rearranging things, because you can actually rearrange all this stuff in your mind and create something new, you know. But if you don't have that experience, you don't have, you know, yeah, definitely it'll hinder you. I really believe it hinders. Drawing really opens the mind to what you see. What you think you see. It challenges what you think you see. It's like, wait a minute. Helps you
I
observe.
find that the Zentangles is like really awesome. Especially, can I show something?
Sure.
Well, I don't know if you could see this Zentangle. I don't know if it shows up.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool.
So this thing is like, it's crazy, you know, you draw straight lines and then you end up with a curve.
Right.
Yeah.
It's called paradox.
Yeah.
So I was showing it to the kids, and when they figured it out, I showed them how to do it with a ruler. Look, that's how I saw it demonstrated, even though the Zentanglers would never use a ruler, but this particular person on YouTube was using a ruler. So one of the kids was able, she said, oh, now I could do it without the ruler. Now I see how it goes.
Right.
Oh, and she figured it out, and I was so happy for her.
That's awesome.
Because I had a really hard time figuring it out myself until I saw the lady with the ruler doing it, and then it's a great, and now I could do it like all day long.
Yeah, well, whatever it takes. I mean, then you figure it out and that's it, you know. And then it's like, wow. And that's how a lot of things are. You know, it takes a while at first, and then once you figure it out, and like, oh, okay, that's not so hard. But it's always hard at first. It's that first, you know, getting over that little hump. But once you're past it, it's like, oh, okay, I get it. And then you just get better. Yeah, it's getting past that first little hump. It'll stop a lot of people. Somebody said those little challenges are there to help to keep people who don't want it bad enough out. If you don't want it bad enough, it'll keep you out. That's it. And it's just those little bumps in the road, and keep people out. Oh, I can't get it. And they go, all right, next. Next. Yeah, you gotta go get through those little bumps. And they're just little bumps, really. It's like, oh, okay, the negative space, seeing negative space, seeing the ratios, seeing angles. And then you just put it all together, and before you know it, the ratios, angles, and the proportions. Proportions are tough, but yeah, you can get it. I want to focus on the other stuff first. And I'm drawing all this without explaining it, so I'm just about there. I get the hand and then we're done. We'll call it a night. It's 5, 6, 2 hours. But yeah, definitely get that form out there, see what people are interested in. We'll continue with figure drawing, and then we'll see where we go after that. See if where AI is in a month or two, because it's been progressing itself in its own way, getting better and more amazing. And I'll be exploring it too. Maybe we can do something. There is animation AI too, that helps with animation now. It's really amazing. I heard of this animation program that helps you with the physics. So you just pose the character and the character gets the physics in. I think I did the nose a little long. I didn't triangulate good enough. Oh, it's okay. Let me turn this right side up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The nose is a little long. A little long on the nose.
Yes, but he looked perfect upside down.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? We'll keep it upside down. It's a little long on the nose. I need to move my whole desk, or oh yeah, I do need to move my whole desk as I'm looking down on it. I can still bring it up. Well, yeah, let's see, bring it up this much. That'll make my mustache a little bigger. A little bit longer. That's actually better. Let's fix this eye. Fix that eye. Yep. Charlie Chaplin said, "A day without a laugh is a day wasted." Day without a laugh. Gotta laugh. Gotta find the joy in the world. All right, there it is. I think that's pretty good. That's better. I feel a little better about that. Round this out a little bit. Here. The hand. Got 2 fingers, 3 fingers, and the 4th one's not going to fit. It's going to be down here. And really, it's just that shadow. There. Then you got the lines in the background. Kind of help delineate, and then also go into the white. They're implied shapes. It's implied because it's all washed out. So the tip of the fingers aren't even there. Only on one, like the 2nd finger, that you can see the tips. And your brain kind of fills it in. Incredible edible egg. Wow. And then there's space between the fingers. The lines. See how they just, oh man, it just puts it together. Just those 2 little dot lines are coming through the back. Kind of finish off that finger there. 3 more lines. 1, 2, 3. A little shadow down here. All right, that's it. Call it a night. I don't think I finished the whole thing here. Could have drawn it a little bit higher. They have extra space up there. It's all right. It's all good. I'm just doing it for fun. We're just here doing it for fun. If you really want to do a drawing and take your time with it, yeah, you're going to have to do it on your own time. We don't have that time. We could have spent all the time on this one. We're just here, practice, practice, practice. All right, next. And we shall see you on Thursday or next week. Any questions, comments, AI chat? We can do that. I'll stick around for a little bit. There it is. Thank you for this class. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I think may I show my Charlie Chaplin?
Yes, you
It
may.
looks like the best what I could achieve.
Let's see. It's all good. Wow. That's better.
Yeah, except this.
Oh, it's all good.
I think it's the best one.
That's awesome.
I could show this like. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing.
rest of it is
Wow, that looks good.
nah,
Yeah,
nah,
you work so hard on yourself.
this is upside down.
Those are good.
Yeah, kind of. I try to be the best.
That's it. That's it. It's just practice, just for fun.
Philosophy, finally, finally, confidence by the age 20 plus. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
You have
thank
a
you so
comment?
much. Good night.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank
You
you,
have a comment?
everyone. Yeah, have a great week.
You too.
Bye-bye. Thank you. See you next time.
See you. Bye.
Bye. See you guys. See you ladies. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.